Is Marcus Couch and P.Kidd here for the Bulls versus Bucks post-game show. Kid, man, this one was wire to wire, probably the most lead changes we've ever seen, at least this year in a Bulls game.
So far,
and a well-deserved win by the Chicago Bulls.
For sure. Hey, and against somebody who we always have smoke for, especially, it's always interesting to see Caruso stick Grayson. So I love to see it, man. I love to see it. Before we jump into it, what did you like? What didn't you like? I mean, we both had this as an L, so we came out with a W. That's big.
Yeah.
What did you see that was like really, really surprising to you?
Well, I'll tell you, the nickname P Won't has left my vocabulary. That man is now known as Patrick Williams to me. So
just call him
no slander, no slander his direction from me, especially tonight. He did a great job.
For sure. 11 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Primary thing is that he was sticking Giannis for a good portion. You're not going to stop Giannis, but you at least slow him down, and that he did. And the one thing I love to see is he's taking the shots. He was 3 of 7, but 2 of 4 from 3, and didn't smoke those free throws at the end of the game. So I got to give him props for props are due. Clap it up.
Yeah.
Go boy.
and Giannis got his successful Golden Globe nomination tonight with that huge flop. That was the worst I've ever seen him do. You're going to hurt yourself doing that, man.
Hey, he kept the act going too. He was squinting the rest of the game,
Yeah. So this is the post-game show. This is where we talk to you, the fans, and P.Kidd and I are actually going to just do chat with the folks in the live stream today, but we are going to hook this up to where we can do live calls and maybe even live video, which might be dangerous with some of you fans out there. Top trivia thing that I learned in today's game: you can actually get fried cheese curds at the Bucks Stadium there, the Bucks Arena. Way to play into the stereotype, Milwaukee.
There you go. Hey, listen, I love it. I will say this: I will be going to see them because, unfortunately, if you want to go catch a good game, it's cheaper to do so in Milwaukee. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me why. But that's where I'm going. Anyway,
it's cheaper for me to see the Bulls in Milwaukee than it is here in Southern California at either the Clippers or the Lakers. It's like $500 for 300 level seats. It's insane.
Let's break down a few things real quick, because this is the post game. We do want to talk about feed you all some of the stats for those who couldn't watch the game. Let's go into it. One thing I would love to see is go to individual stats real quick. Trade Vooch, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 7 of 14 from the field. Oh, he was 4 of 10 from 3, so it was 40% from your big man. And he hit some key threes down the stretch. P won't now, P will. Or Patrick Williams, as his mama named him. Like I said, 11, 3 and 3. Zach LaVine, $215 million man, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 5 of 6, 6 of 17 from the field, 3 of 11 from 3. Sprinkled in a couple personal fouls to give you his next great stat. DeMar, the man, the myth, DeRozan is 36 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists. So he's not just shooting. Over 50% too, 14 for 24, gets it done at the line every time, 6 of 7, but 2 of 3 from the 3, which is for someone who doesn't take a lot of them, I'll take it. Everyone else actually did their thing. Kobe White with 14 points, 3 was it 2 or 3? Either way, some big shots down the end.
Oh yeah,
clap it up. He's trying to change his narrative already.
You guys got it. You guys got it. Difference maker in this game to me, Andre Drummond.
Really? Talk to me about it.
Bro, he got some big boy rebounds and some really nice screens tonight. I mean, that's what we pay him for. We've been dying for a quality veteran backup center since Thad Young. And we got him in spades now, man. He is awesome. I love Andre Drummond. I wasn't the biggest fan of him up until now. I'm serious.
I've always been a fan of Drummond. The thing that killed his career, obviously, for me, was obviously how Embiid did him so dirty, all those matchups, and how much smoke he had for Embiid. that just didn't live up to the hype. So I'm glad he's shut up in that regard. But he's always been a solid big man to me, especially from the rebounding tip. I love to hear players who think highly of themselves, because I think if you're going to play on that level, you have to. So for him to say, "Hey, I think I go down as one of the greatest, if not the greatest of his generation," it sounds like a really wild take. But if you go look at where he sits currently, and then what would change if he actually got a starting role, he could make an interesting case for himself as being a top 10 rebounder all time. Like, it's kind of weird to say all time for someone who's on your bench.
Okay, but I love having that insurance policy, right? It beats Tony Bradley, it beats Tristan Thompson, it beats
For
any of those
sure.
guys that were particularly in that role. So I cannot remember and understand. I've been a Bulls fan for most of my life, and that's a long time. I've never seen a backup center like Andre Drummond on the Bulls, ever. You could say Luke Longley, Bill Wennington, maybe, but not dominant.
No.
Bill Wennington is not.
No, I was gonna give it to you, but no.
I mean, that's the most powerful center duo we've ever had, was Bill Wennington, Luke Longley.
True.
But anyway, hey Robbie, I want to acknowledge your super chat. Thank you so much. That's the first one that Kidd and I have had together here, so thank you so much for popping the cork on that. Let's see, what do we got here? Let's go through some of these. Vooch can do something for a man. He sure can, man. That's definitely the way it is. AJ, thanks, man. Great Bulls win. Lamar, thank you so much. Yep. Madhouse on Madison. What do we got here? Bet it's expensive in Chicago. You ain't kidding.
It is. Now, the funny thing I say is, just getting back into looking at this game, the one thing that we normally get beat on when it comes to Milwaukee, you kind of just throw that out the window just because of how they play, who's playing, that being Giannis. So normally we got beat on. I know Marcus, you was in a chat when I used to always say this, points in the paint, rebounds were always in, and obviously points off turnovers, but those were the two things that we used to always get killed on against really good teams.
Right.
Well, points in the paint, you got Giannis scoring 36 points. Guess what? Where's his 36 points coming from? The paint. So
yeah,
I kind of saw us getting beat in that matchup. But the thing that scared me the most, and I'm still happy that we got the win, but I want us to kind of look at this real quick. It's a simple fact that they had 16 second chance points to our 7. And they also destroyed us on rebounds. I mean, it's a 13 rebound differential right there. And they shot worse than we did. So for this game to be a very close game, it was a lot. It was a lot closer than just the 5-point spread, and that's still a close game. They shot 46%. We shot nearly 50, 49. We shot 43% from 3. They shot 32. We beat them in every statistical category outside of points in the paint and outside of rebounding. And so if you look at it, oh, that's a great thing right there. Look at that, man. Myth, the legend, Marcus Couch making it happen.
All right. Yeah, this is going to be a regular thing that P.Kidd and I are going to go through. And this, by the way, any fan out there, NBA.com has really got their stuff together. And this one page that P.Kidd and I are going to go over is amazing if you're a Bulls fan to go over game analysis. So you can do your own post-game show at home, but, watch ours first. Okay, so yeah. I mean, look at the spread here. I mean, it's pretty. We lost the rebound battle big time. That's expected, but the steals and the blocks. Yeah, especially steals and blocks. To think that we're going to have this rabbit of a defense against the Milwaukee Bucks is crazy.
How many offensive rebounds? I saw that question. So we got beat on the boards in its totality. Offensively, they had 11 to our 5. So you can kind of just subtract the rest for the rest of that rebounding thing there. Overall, 11 to our 5, and then 37 to our 30 when it comes to defensive rebounds. And so when you look at that, it's like, hey, having, I don't know exactly how you break that, how you stop that, because at this point, the only difference I see is, if they shot a little bit better from 3, this is a different game. And so I don't want to nitpick on that. but I just knew what coming into coming into this post game, that was the only thing I saw was like, hey, they kind of shot horribly from three early on. It picked up a little bit, things got close. But what if
Oh,
DeMar
check
doesn't go
this
for
out.
36? You know?
Yeah, so we can actually take a look at even down to the player on this thing, what their shots are,
Mm-hmm.
and some of the Milwaukee players. We'll get more into this as we keep going forward, but yeah, and this was the lead tracker. So the Bulls fought them off. I mean, this was, you could see here that this was a razor thin margin. They went on a couple runs, we made it even. They went on a big run, we fought back, right? Razor thin, lead, lost it. Lead, even, gained it back, and then we fought back at the end. Perfect game. It was a really fun game to watch all around.
I want to get your opinion on this one because I've been on this train, and you can actually use that same page if you don't mind, if
Okay.
it helps. But if you go back to the shot tracker by individual player,
Yep.
would
What do you
love
want
to
to
see
see?
where Zach took his shots from.
There you go. So you got a lot of perimeter misses. He made what, 3? Couple close in, couple on the corner. That's about it.
How do you feel
Didn't
about
do
it?
great. I feel
How do you
he's.
feel about it?
I don't like it, but a win's a win,
Win is a win. I give you that. I give you that.
right? I'll take Zach LaVine going 1 for 14 and 4 points in a win, and be quiet in the locker room, and or not. The other way around. I think that's crazy. And by the way, we say, okay, well, they didn't hit their 3-point shots, and if they would have hit their 3-point shots, then they would have killed us. We could say the same about Boston, who went 11 for 50.
For sure.
So what does that mean? Is that a fluke that 2 incredible NBA teams are shooting terribly against the Bulls? Is that a fluke, or is that something that we're working on to actually cover that perimeter?
That's actually a fair question. The Boston game, my thoughts in that game was they missed a lot of wide open shots, which I didn't like. One, I love the miss. Don't get me wrong, but the fact that they were wide open, it was just like, hey, we got fortunate in that game. This game, like I never look at this as again, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer of everything like that, right? I'm a realist.
Yeah.
I'm not emotionally tied to anything. So the facts tell me like, hey, this could have swung a different way. And it really just comes down to that late game execution, which is why I want you to put this the shot selection up because
there we go.
No, you're good. It was up. People saw it. But you saw where a lot of those misses were. A lot of those misses happened late game for Zach. Whereas, what should your star player be doing, in my opinion? Getting to the cup, drawing a foul.
Yeah.
Trying your best to keep the ball in your possession, as opposed to long rebound miss.
Next comment, it's kind of funny that the 3 people that we shit on this whole season are the reason why we won the game in the first place. Trade Vooch, baby. I'm getting the t-shirt made.
Yeah, we got to get the t-shirt made.
Lamar, I'm in California. All right, good.
Okay,
I got to blaze through these. We're getting some comments here. Y'all can sit on Zach LaVine all you want, but at the end of the day, the man makes some good passes. I ain't going to lie. He did other things, good defensive too. I agree. He did okay. Yeah, $250 million. Yep. Understand Kobe White hate. He's a solid shooter that the Bulls can use right now. You're damn right. We can use him for trade bait because that day is coming.
There you go. Talk to me. Hey, listen, it's not hate if it's real. Guess what? Kobe White has been here, and the same hate that we gave Larry Markkinen for not living up to the hype. Kobe White just skates by for a couple of people because he has a couple of good games. Please stop it. Stop it.
Hey, Robbie, super chat number 2. Thank you, my man.
Robbie, I really do appreciate that.
Baki, how you doing? The biggest key to this win was us hitting open shots, especially open threes. The reason we struggled offensively last year against them was because we missed too many wide open threes. Absolutely.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yep. Hey, Dylan, thanks. Great win. We agree. The Bucks' defensive philosophy is pack the paint and dare you to hit more threes than them. You're right. It is. And if you can pack the paint with Giannis and just get a couple of spot up shooters, that sounds like a, Eastern Conference Finals team to me.
Hey, quick
Right?
question though, as we look into the future, because obviously, this is a dub. We got this. Yeah, that's what's up. See red, especially heading into Thanksgiving break. Love it. Love to see it. Our next game is against the Thunder. Fun fact, we are both rated as 12th in our conference at this point. We both have a record of 7 and 10. I believe 7 and 10. This is updated. Yeah, both 7 and 10. What do you see and what do you predict?
We're going to win
versus Thunder game.
Yeah, we're going to win that one easily. Billy's not going to get out coached in his old stomping grounds. He's not going to get out coached. And our guys are breathing fire right now.
I give you that.
Okay. I mean, look, man, they just came off a brutal losing streak. A city that basically is ready to trash them and did trash them. You don't think the players look at Twitter?
Oh,
of course they do. Of course, or
Instagram.
All the rest of it. I had Felicio like an Instagram post that I did of him driving the tank for being the tank commander when he was playing. I know he watched. I know they look at that stuff. And I didn't even tag him.
Oh,
it's like he just saw himself. Ooh, okay. That's how Felicio talks, by the way, if anybody's never heard him.
The reason why I think this is such a great question to ask now, obviously not just because it's the next game, but because the Thunder just lost today in overtime to the Nuggets.
Good.
131 to 126. They lost by 5. SGA just put up 31, 7, 11 with 2 steals and a block. I mean, he was going nuts. He's been going nuts for all season, realistically. Here's something to look at when I look at their entire roster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in double digits. All 6 people have over 15 points. Except for one. One is 13.
You know what that tells me? There's going to be a lot of tired guys on that team. A lot of sore guys that aren't used to it. They got a little more playing time than they expected.
Interestingly enough, though, out of those people,
I'm always looking for the angle, bro.
3, 4. Out of those 6, 4 of them play less than 30 minutes.
Oh, backfire.
And one of them shot 70% from 3. He was literally 7 for 10. Yeah. By the way, he only took 11 shots. So that's all he did was take 3s. So I look at that, I say,
I'll put that tired claim out the window then. Never mind. Maybe his legs are a little bit tired.
We hope he's tired. How about that? Like, just, I think everyone's off tomorrow. I could be wrong on that one. Hold on. There is no basketball games tomorrow. Football is always going on in Thanksgiving, but no basketball games. So we'll see them Friday. So they have a day of rest. They're going to be fresh. I think the one thing about them is they're young. Really relatively young team. Average age is like 23. They're fast, so they play a fast line. They fly, and right now they got a star that is hungry. SGA is cooking. You're predicting a dub by what margin?
5-6, not much.
Okay. I'm actually I'm going to reserve the right to change my opinion via chat later.
Okay.
But I'm going to predict a loss. I tell you why.
Okay.
For some odd reason, we play down to our competition way too much in Chicago. We will sit there and we will steamroll Boston. We would put up a really good fight against a really good team. And then with teams that we know that we have more talent than, I keep looking down as I'm looking at who they have. Some of these people, if I named them right now, y'all wouldn't even know what they look like.
No. The funny thing is back in the old days, back in my day, I need to get a video of back in my day, the transition. Old NBA, like early 90s, late 90s NBA, it was all about let's get on a monstrous 3-quarter run, get up by 30, 40, and just sit on the bench.
And chill. Yep.
That's load management. That's load management. Let's kick their ass and then go take a seat and let our second string guys, let Scott Burrell play a little bit or whatever it is, back then. We don't have that mentality much anymore. You all right?
I have no idea what just happened, but it'll be okay.
That was Marko Simonovic knocking on the door wanting his name mentioned on the show.
I need him to put it back up. But no, you were absolutely right on that, though. I remember that the team that I followed the most, like heavily, was I tracked Kobe's career. I practically grew up with Kobe and that thing, and I just remember days in which if they really wanted to get some rest, by halftime, game was over.
Yeah. Yep. If they knew they had a plane trip or something like that, it's like we're gonna kill them. Let them know they're dead. They'll take their starters out, or the starters will just give up, knowing the weapons that we still have on the bench. But we're gonna start icing our knees down around midway through the third quarter.
What made you? What do you think changed? I know we have a little bit of time. I think, what are we doing? 30 on this one?
Yeah. And I want to blaze through some of these chats.
Okay.
What do I think changed? I think a lot of it has to do with minutes restrictions. I never heard that term until recently, until the last 6-7 years of minutes restrictions. I don't know. I don't know why. I can't say that for other teams, but I can say it for our team. I don't know why we lost our killer instinct.
You know what? I think it's just we didn't have the coach or the talent. And then once we got the talent, we didn't have the coach. And the coach creates the right culture. The one thing I looked at that we didn't have for a long time, and I still think that we need to, we didn't have enough vets for a very long time.
We got these rent-a-vets, we got Dwayne Wade, Otto Porter, Rajon Rondo. I wish we would have kept Rondo one more year. That actually would have been great.
Yeah. I like Rondo because
he got
he's
a raw
someone
deal
who's been
here.
there, done that. He's won a championship. He's been a pivotal part on a championship team. Not someone who rolled pine and say I got a ring. It's a difference. And so I really miss him. But we didn't have that for a long time. And now, the one thing that I always wonder is who's going to be that one guy that helps us when it's time if we make a finals, because we saw it with Boston. Boston, very talented team, but when they finally got to the finals, you saw things unravel because no one had ever been there before. And what if
we got to the finals and we traded Kobe White away and we needed him for those guys?
I still live with that because we probably made it because we traded him.
Yeah.
You knew I was gonna get it. Oh man, you want to fly through a couple of these? I'm gonna let you do it.
Yeah. Okay, Baby Mackins. Once Lonzo comes back, that perimeter defense will be elite. Okay, that's true, maybe. But here's my hot take. I don't think he's coming back this year. Next. Let's not act like Patrick Williams was clamoring. The Greek wasn't clamoring. Yeah, he might have been. No lie. It's kind of the reason why we won this game. Yep, that's true. Shout out from Brazil. See red, go Bulls. Thank you so much. We appreciate that.
You know what I just realized that I hate to barge in real quick. You know what time it is in Sydney, Australia right now?
No.
They're technically a day ahead of us. So it's already Thursday afternoon for them.
Yeah.
So that guy's either watching us or listening to us while he's eating. Well, Thanksgiving's not a thing there. So he's probably at work listening to us. That's crazy. He's
in Brazil, which is a different continent.
Well, Brazil, that's different. I don't know what about the Australia one there. Brazil, I get that time. Google's my friend.
Yeah. We don't speak of Felicio anymore. Why? Why don't we? Let me go back to this guy. Hey, why the Brazil guy? Why don't we speak of Felicio? I thought he was living like Trump down there, like Elon Musk. I saw him balling at a restaurant. It looked like it was Ruth's Chris on whatever. It was crazy.
Hey, I keep telling
you. Yes, we are going to speak of Felicio because he is a yardstick of failure on this team that we don't need to get back to.
I keep telling people that if you're like a role player now, your best thing to do is get your money in the States and go live somewhere else, because you will live and be set for life.
Yeah. Shay, remember IO gave Alexander's worst game of the season. Did you hear that crap that Shay was saying about Michael Jordan being the third in the GOAT list?
I attribute that to him being a very young player. I respect where he's coming from, simply because you can make an argument that Kobe was more skilled. You can make that argument. I don't buy into it, but it is a sound argument. There's a lot of things that you can break down. I had somebody actually like kick my behind in that kind of debate, because there's some things that Mike was just more athletically gifted. He was just a better athlete than Kobe, and you can't really stop that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so, but no, I think he had KD as one from pure scoring perspective, which, how do you feel about that? Just, I know before we get sidetracked, but I mean, this is a great kind of, it leads to Michael Jordan's Bulls related.
KD from a scoring perspective,
he said KD was 1, Kobe was 2, and MJ was 3.
Yeah, but he said KD because he's 7 feet tall and he does everything except win rings. You're right. He doesn't do that.
I mean,
on his own, at least.
That I give you that. That's a conversation I would love to have with you, like, just because you've seen Mike play in person several times when I'm not playing.
Many times, hundreds of times.
That's the one thing I did not experience. I was not able to see Mike in person, and when I was able to see him, I chose not to because it was Wizards Mike, and
still you should have done it. I'll tell you the thing, and I'm not like super old, so it's not. I mean, I was in like 5th grade when they drafted Michael Jordan, so it was weird because we had just regular 360p televisions at home with the rabbit ears, or just basic sucky cable, so it always looked awesome. Like, Michael always looked awesome on TV, but when you like got to the game and it was like 60 frames a second in your eyes and you were looking at it, you were like, Jesus, how is anybody even doing this?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was a different kind of experience, just in person, and the vibe. And then you're talking, this was the Chicago Stadium, which was 10 times louder than the United Center is.
I could only imagine, man.
It was nuts. It was nuts.
I really wish I could have experienced that one. That's the one thing that I regret, because we did. Well, I mean, I was so young at the time. It was really just me and my parents' dime at that point, so we wouldn't have been able to do. They did what they could, and I really appreciate them for what they could do. But my goal was, I had the chance to see Mike. Couldn't see him. Wizards Mike didn't want to see him, really, because he was playing. It was one of those stretches where he was playing really bad, and it was almost like seeing your superhero. It's almost like seeing Superman on Kryptonite. It was like I didn't want to see it.
Oh, you should have done it.
And then Kobe was the same way for me. I had a chance to see Kobe and elected not to see it. True enough, he got injured anyway. So he wasn't going to play. But good Lord, I was like, it was the same thing. It was like seeing your superhero on Kryptonite. It was like he was a shell of himself. I was like, yeah, I don't want to see that. So all that ties back into that whole SGA thing. So guess what? We're gonna have some smoke for him when we see him, because apparently he thinks Mike's third.
All right, let's blaze through these. We got just a couple minutes left. Citizen, here's my question: is LaVine really a max guy? According to Jerry Reinsdorf and the Chuck studies, got it right. Yes, but there ain't nobody else to judge that except them.
Did Zach plateau? I don't know if he plateaued. I don't know if he hasn't got back up to speed yet. But I'd say this: Zach is not the same dog as DeMar. Somebody has to take the shots. Right now, it's DeMar. So you'd be very hard pressed to convince me that Zach is going to take the leap with DeMar there. I'm not saying that's bad, but you can't have that level of player there when you're trying to have a star emerge. It just doesn't work, in my opinion.
Does anyone feel like Zach LaVine is regressing this year? It's an early season, guys. It really is. Bulls need a legit young big. Well, What, you saying Tony Bradley's not legit? What's wrong with you?
You mean we didn't trade away one when Wendell Carter?
Nate, what's going on, Nate G? Impressive back-to-back wins for the Bulls. Yes, absolutely. No, Kobe's not better than MJ.
Never
Big
thought he
Bulls
was.
win. Thanks, our dub. Mike played both ends on the floor night in, night out. Damn right he did. Zach not hitting shots. He's out there hurting the team. Not necessarily. He's a very good double team target too when driving. So he the whole thing of getting Vooch was to be with a player like Zach that could actually draw a double team when he's driving to kick it back out. That's the whole reason we got Vooch.
I love how you tried to find
a center that can shoot.
You like really tried to make that work. Like I saw you like really like force that compliment. So I really love it, man. I love it. Professionalism. Hey man, we're gonna wrap this up and get up out of here though. I really do appreciate you all.
I got just two more.
Oh, you want to get? Hey, give to them.
Yeah, do you guys? I got to give everybody here. If they're nice enough to join us, I gotta acknowledge everybody. Do you guys think we're going streaking, like naked streaking, or do you mean on a run?
This is a sports channel, my man. What are we doing?
Yeah, wait till video calls start.
No, don't do that then either.
What are you talking about? You know how many views we're gonna get out of that?
Oh no,
the shorts alone are gonna make us bank. So I don't know. I can't answer that. This road trip is going to tell us a lot. This wasn't the start of the road trip. This was a bus trip. So, you know, what can you say? Zach reminds me of a less talented James Harden. Oh, right in my heart. What? We're gonna have to talk that out another day.
Yo, you know
let's
that's
see.
Not a bad take though.
That's
That's not a bad take, bro.
Less talented James Harden.
Like for kicks and giggles, just if you're still here, 73 of you here, pull up James Harden's like stats for the last 10 years and look at them. And if you just totally remove exactly what those games look like, you'd probably think he was better than Mike.
Yeah.
His stats from just a pure stat perspective.
Sure.
Like,
I mean, you could say the same with Westbrook. You could say Westbrook is, Will Chamberlain, if you really looked at it.
Hey, Oscar who? Like you could say that, but if you watch the game, you know better. But it's just like,
yeah.
Oof, good Lord.
Yeah, Nate, thanks. Smoke Signals, thank you. There you go. And we good. Our Dub Shy Town, have a happy holidays and stay safe. Thank you so much.
Man, appreciate
and I hope everybody out there does the same. P.Kidd, go ahead. Let's wrap this up.
Man, listen, appreciate everyone. Bulls get the dub. As always, you know, C Red Nation, Breeze Nation, we're happy to have Marcus Couch with us. Marcus has always been like one of the most hilarious people I've seen in the chat. I'm telling you, the man does stand up for real. But please, happy to have this. Happy to have him with the team. Happy to be a part of this journey with you. Thank you for joining us and doing this. And man, listen, Bulls get the dub as always. We got OKC there. We'll catch them there.
All right. We'll see you on Friday, everybody. Take care. Go Bulls.